Hello everyone, it's me Connor from Seafoam Gaming and welcome back to another Unscripted Memories. It's been a while since the last one and usually I'd end the season well now, but I haven't really thought of a good season ender like I usually do. And lastly I reviewed Pokemon Movie 20, I Choose You. This year it's Pokemon Movie 21, The Power of Us, or Everyone's Story as it's called in Japan. And I didn't know if I wanted to make this a special review because I reviewed Digimon Try in a similar fashion, and that wasn't special. And I don't know if I'll make another Unscripted Memories because I may have some random to talk about. So, I don't know, maybe I'll just drop the season format for Unscripted. But for now, let's just call this another episode of Unscripted Memories until I decide when to end the season. Or maybe it'll just be a perpetual season 2 and I'll make them until summer and then do them in summer. Anyways, I'm going to talk about my thoughts of movie 21, which from the current time is now, I watched about 2 weeks ago in the movie theater here, and I thought it was a really good movie. I mentioned last year that Pokemon Movie 20 was my favorite Pokemon movie in years because it wasn't an extended TV episode. Hooray! And that was my biggest problem with any movie past The Sky Warrior. Now we have movie 21, which is in the same continuity as the old, well, they're not old anymore, it's only a year old, of movie 20, and it's almost a direct sequel, but on the other hand, it doesn't really mention anything that happened in that movie at all. So you could go into this without watching movie 20. So like before I go over a summary of the movie, I'm gonna not make it as long if I can help it, and just share my overall thoughts on what I thought of the dub. Because usually there was like, well, you'll see why I'm not going to be going in depth about some things as I did before. And side note, since it's been a year since this old review came out and I witnessed this happen, ShowPro blocked my I Choose You review worldwide manually because I had the movie posted on my thumbnail for a while. I had no footage from the movie. I literally was already paranoid about getting a copyright block or strike from any anime for that reason, which is why I don't review anime on this series, even though I want to. And they still blocked it. So in the future, since they undid my claim once I changed the thumbnail, I'm gonna not put any anime pics at all from the movie. I ain't gonna put any artwork of the Pokemon from the games, except making the thumbnail just be safe because, well, ShowPro doesn't seem to care about any anime YouTubers anymore because, well, Japanese people don't like YouTube. So I hope me sitting in the chair for at least a half hour will be enough to satisfy you, and maybe if I show off my Lugia plush, because it appears in like 5 seconds in the movie, it will be appealing, because Lugia is lovely, one of my favorite Pokemon ever. And so anyways, let's get into what I thought about movie 21. So this movie in theaters, since usually theaters or Fathom events or what show these movies, and they have special things that they show before the movie starts. Lastly, they showed Pokemon Generations before the movie started, the ones about Kanto, and this year they showed the ones about Johto, which is kind of fitting because it's a continuation of last year's trend. And unlike before when they showed all the movies, like clips of all the movies up to movie 20 except the Miramax ones, because, you know, Harvey Weinstein owns them, which is weird nowadays. They just flat out showed up all the intros to the TV show because they do own all those seasons, from the first season to 21, Ultra Adventures. And it was a nice little montage, I'll say. There was this kid I sat next to in the movie theater because it was almost full. I did not pre-order a ticket because I had a friend who was going to maybe come and visit me for the movie, and then personal things came up with him, most notably a strict stepdad that didn't want him to come, and I went solo for the movie. But the movie theater was almost filled up, and I think there was only like 2 seats open in our theater when I got there, and it was the last day of the movie because I went on the December 1st showing, and it was still not nearly full. So this movie is popular. I can see why they switched to Fathom events for the Pokemon movies, and I'm thankful they did. I'm thankful Fathom events is a thing, and since I went to Digimon Tri Reunion, they are a go-to thing for anime movies I look forward to. Maybe they show the Inuyasha one sometime? I hope they do, so I can go to Inuyasha movies in the movie theater for the first time ever. Hooray! But I don't know, depends on what goes on. But anyways, yeah, there was a little custom preview of the anime before the movie started, and the movie started off with something unusual in that it didn't show Ash or world of Pokemon at all, which is kind of refreshing because last movie it showed something similar to the intro to the Game Boy games, because, beginning of Ash's adventure. This time it shows off a new character named Lisa, who is helping her sick brother, or at least one that isn't able to move from a hospital bed for some reason, in the hospital, and he asks her to go to the town of... I forgot the name of the town in the movie. It's been 2 weeks now I did. I thought it was Rhyme City, but that's the Detective Pikachu city. I think it's Lula City. I don't know. I just know that the Wind Festival is what it's about, so I'll call it the Wind Festival town. He wants Lisa, his sister, to go to the Wind Festival town to help him catch a Pokemon because, he wants a Pokemon and he's in bed, so, oh, please help me. She isn't good with Pokemon, not unlike May from the 6th season, so she's hesitant but decides to go for some fun and a different change of pace. And the movie starts as it shows off some different characters that are the main focus of the movie. Ash is one of them, but he doesn't come in till a little girl who is like one of the other main characters is bullied by some kids, and then Ash just comes out of nowhere and bows in with Pikachu, and then she's like, oh, thank you, and goes off on her own. So that's Ash, little girl, Lisa, and a guy named Torin who's a Pokemon researcher, I think, who helps with technical stuff and Pokemon-related experiments at the local, I guess, not a trade show, it's a laboratory of sorts, but they had to have a little conference there late in the movie. So that's 4 people, and then there's a 5th guy, and I really can't believe I'm not remembering their names because I only saw it once, and I'm doing this 2 weeks after I saw it, so woe is me, nature of Unscripted. But yeah, this guy is, he's not that good. He's basically a guy with a little girl and, I guess, aunt. I think it's an aunt, and he's an uncle to the girl. I don't know what the relationship is. I just know he's hanging out with some family members, and the little girl thinks he's the best Pokemon trainer ever because he said he is, but he doesn't have any Pokemon. So the whole thing basically is just everyone knowing what everyone is in the first part of the movie. And then a little bit later we see that there's a catching contest where all the characters go on and catch all the Pokemon that they hear. Oh, there's a Pokemon catching contest. You can catch all sorts of Pokemon here. And so everyone, competes and works to catch as many Pokemon as they can. The shady guy, as I'll call him, ends up working with Torin over a mouthpiece in order to basically let him know, hey, this is where all the Pokemon are. So he ends up catching and showing off to his little daughter by basically cheating while Ash is trying to catch the most Pokemon. But in the end, he has to help with a Tyranitar who has this weird neck band, I assume for taming and marking the Pokemon for the event. It doesn't like neck band, I think it got dislodged, so it goes on a rampage and Ash ends up catching it and stopping it. All the while this race is going on and everyone's wandering about, the shady guy ends up winning because he catches more Pokemon, but Ash gets some sort of second place trophy for helping the Tyranitar calm down. And I find it ironic that, even though this is a different continuity, Ash got a second place trophy for a random Pokemon catching event, but the Kalos League, the one place, because real life Pokemon tournaments do this, where a second place trophy would be a significant accomplishment, even though a lot of people got salty and mad over that match. It was great, I actually liked it a lot. He didn't get a second place trophy, and no one got a bronze trophy, just the gold trophy at the Kalos League. Yet this random no-name event got a silver, gold, and bronze trophy, and Ash got one. So, yeah, that's very odd. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw him get a silver trophy, and I was like, why didn't he get one earlier? But beside the point, Ash gets a trophy, Ash meets Lisa, and the two go off and help her with Eevee, because the Pokemon she was trying to look for is named Eevee, and early in the movie, shortly before or after, I don't remember which, but I know it was around the catching contest, the shady guy tells Lisa to go to the Forbidden Woods in order to catch a Pokemon that she's looking for, which is an Eevee, but no one knows it yet. She heads up the mountain and then hears that it's cursed by a Pokemon known as Zero-Aura, who's apparently evil, and if you stay up there too long, you will get cursed. So she's scared back, but she still looks around for Pokemon, the Eevee, and she can't find it anywhere. She gets mad when she hears from the people who are monitoring and guarding the place that no, there's no Eevee around here, the guy lied to her. So she's mad, finds that the guy's a liar, And again, that's when she and Ash meets the Captain Evie for real, not far from town. She does it on her own and actually uses it in a battle on her own, gain an experience, but, gain experience from an inexperience, which is a nice touch. It reminded me of the whole Ash and May bit from the first part of Advanced Generation, and I always want to see something like that done again, and I got my wish. It was done in the movie. Pretty well. Needless to say, she confronts the shady guy, the contest results get a bit weird, when Team Rocket actually does something important for once and tries to steal Pikachu, but they don't succeed. Instead, they steal something from the laboratory, which ends up being an SD card with some information on it. And so Torin ends up using an SD card for the presentation they have at the laboratory that shows flat out his surveillance footage of the shady guy cheating. And the shady guy drops a Pokeball in shock and, well, his cover's blown. He's a fraud, he doesn't even have a Pokemon, his girl's upset, and he, gets upset and runs off. But no one else seems to mind it much because, well, they were disappointed, but, Wind Festival, it's a multi-day event, might as well go on and go on. So other things happen, you see some other characters do stuff in the background, like the little girl talking about Zero Oa and her father, who's the mayor of the town, getting mad at her because you do not talk about this Pokemon, it's evil, and stuff like that. And all the while there's this old lady who's been wandering around for most of the movie doing nothing but getting harassed by Totodile and several other baby Pokemon, combined with some weird oddballs like a Xatu. I kid you not, she goes inside because something happened, she gets sweet scent on her, and all these Pokemon follow her around, it's amusing and cute as heck, but then you see Xatu just standing with his eyes open, doing nothing the whole time. It's almost like creepy and amusing because it's just eyes wide open. It doesn't get phased by anything in the whole movie. And in the end, she gets mad and wants Pokemon to not follow her because she hates Pokemon, and blah blah blah. That's another main character in the movie. So all this happens, and then so later, the little girl goes to find out and help someone she's been giving berries to throughout the beginning of the movie, and it's Zero Oa, the legendary mythical Pokemon, which is kind of strange. While she's doing that, some shady thieves have stolen something from the laboratory, and Torin, Ash, and Lisa go to get it back. This is apparently a smoke bomb of sorts, an effect spore I think they called it, based off the move, but it's like a poisonous bottle. And some shady guys want to steal Zero Oa from a temple. Ash stops it and they save the day. Team Rocket, on the other hand, is the one who stole the effect spore, and I kid you not, after last movie they do nothing at all and were basically non-existent. In this movie, they actually are the reason why literally any conflict happens at all. I mentioned vaguely, I think in the last movie review or in one of my Rambos, that I hate the Kerio movie because there's no conflict and nothing of interest happens, and the conflict that does happen is boring. Well, thankfully, while this is a conflict-less movie and is more about, just going on with life and helping others out, there are some cute moments that lead up to this scene with the effect spore. The shady guy gets a Sudowoodo to follow him around because the Sudowoodo was helped out on accident during the whole catching contest, so he doesn't want a Sudowoodo, it follows him around and is his friend. The old lady gets more comfortable with the Pokemon following her, more of them show up, and she still has Xatu, which is weird. And Torin is nervous and shy like me, to be honest, but even after that awful presentation, he manages to get composure to work on more experiments. And Ash is doing nothing. He helps Lisa and then basically has no goal of his own. He's only in the movie because I guess he has to be. I kid you not, until he goes to fight Zero Oa, I don't even remember him doing anything significant. He just has fun. Lisa does more in the movie than Ash does, because she caught the Eevee and is trying to, train and stuff. But then she tells Ash early on that, well, I used to be a jogger and a professional runner at track and field, but then I got injured and then I got nervous about doing it again because I don't want to hurt myself. She never mentions her brother in the hospital for some reason, which is weird, and I found that really peculiar, because I don't know why, if she's getting it for him, why she didn't mention him much, if at all. I don't even remember, but I know she basically never talked about him. So, case in point, I caught up on some of the non-spoiler stuff in the movie. They meet Zero Oa, find out, oh, it's real after all, and this girl's protecting it. And then the thieves are chased away, and then the shady guy comes, and pretty much everyone comes, except Torin, I think. I think he's at the lab still. I don't remember. I think he does come. I also know the mayor comes, and since the mayor's daughter is the one who's taking care of Zero-Oa, he reveals that a treacherous fire that they mentioned a couple times during the movie is why Zero-Oa does not like humans and why everyone is afraid of Zero-Oa. So they practically shut down her forest area and left him alone because Zero-Oa doesn't like humans anymore because it burned its territory and everything was a disaster and there was a lighthouse and basically all sorts of nasty stuff happened all many years ago. So they just leave Zero-Oa alone so no one will bother it. But now it's been borrowed because the thieves try to catch it. But before they could talk about, maybe telling the townspeople about how the legend has been a fake this whole time, an effect spore goes off and it's literally a toxic bomb that floods the entire city all because Team Rocket dropped it. It's kind of shocking that, they didn't mean to cause so much chaos. They practically caused a chemical terrorism attack. And needless to say, the whole city's flooded, it's on fire after a while, and it's just a chaotic mess, and basically the final act of the movie is everyone going in to save the town and, save everything. Because the whole reason everyone goes after the girl and Zero-Oa to begin with, I forgot to mention this, is because she got the wind flame, which is a powerful flame that is used to summon this guy, who's the main focus of the movie, besides Zero-Oa, because Lugia is Lugia, and he's super lovable. And because they don't want the lovable Lugia to not show up, they have to get the wind flame back, and they try to find out who steal it, and they find out it's the mayor's daughter. And the mayor's daughter brings it to Zero-Oa, so that way people will, I guess, stop talking about Zero-Oa, and so Zero-Oa can be comforted. They don't really do a good job explaining why she has to steal it. She wants to cancel the Wind Festival from what I hear because she doesn't like something. It's a complicated mess I didn't even really understand, mostly. Even when I heard and read summaries of the movie, I don't get why she stole this prize, super secure, basically the whole treasure behind this whole festival. But she did it anyway. Now they have to return it because a little girl outsmarted a bunch of adults. Bit dumb, but okay. Needless to say, since the whole town's in the wreck, everyone basically redeems themselves except Ash, who helps the others because he, again, doesn't exist in this movie much. But Lisa has her own moment of redemption because she decides to use her sprinting skills to return the flame to the tower and summon Lugia. Meanwhile, Ash and Zero-Oa and I think the girl go to fight the fires and help Zero-Oa out because Zero-Oa is trying to save all the Pokemon in town from getting attacked by the fire. And meanwhile, the old guy, the old lady, my bad, Torin, and the shady guy all go to the lighthouse in order to turn it on and help, I guess. Oh yeah, I know why. They turn on the lighthouse so they can do an antivirus of sorts to the chemical explosion and basically use it to rain on the town and, clear out everything. Basically, they want to use the lighthouse to power up something and restore the town to its normal state and put out the fire. So they all work together, everyone does their own mission, we find out more about the other characters. There was a spoiler moment for one. I'm actually going to try and avoid spoilers this time because this movie is more emotionally impactful in a good way, so I don't want to spoil so much of it. That's why I kind of skimmed over a lot of it, because even I forgot some of it I don't want to say, but I have to say this part. It's a major spoiler for the old lady characters, so maybe skip ahead a minute or two if you want, because I don't know the timestamps. But basically, the reason why the old lady hates the Pokemon, even the ones that are following her, is because she had a snubble partner that helped her out when she was the owner of the lighthouse many years ago, and when the fire happened, her snubble was vaporized in the fire. I'm not exaggerating, it's flat out vaporized like a nuclear explosion and basically melts into nothing because it gets burned in the fire. Everyone in Japan was talking about, oh my god, this scene is going to be cut from the US dub at all costs. And believe it or not, they didn't. It's intact. So some other things I'll go into later. But wow, they really did keep in the vaporization scene. It isn't graphic, but scary as heck, and yeah, it's emotional if you understand why she doesn't like Pokemon and why she doesn't want to deal with losing anyone again. That's her fear, because she's also, single, but they don't really go into that part much. Needless to say, Torin and the shady guy both help her out, and she gains the courage to have her Pokemon followers help out with the the lighthouse. I don't know what it is, but I know they help out. The Zatsu loses Psychic, and the Water Totodile loses its water power. Basically, everyone comes together, Torin's lab work comes into effect, and the antidote's put into place, Lisa, after what feels like forever, despite her being the fastest one in the group, makes it back to the tower and puts in the wind flame just in time. Meanwhile, Ash calms down Zero Ola and the fires are put to rest and everything's back to normal. And at the very end, this fat guy of lovable proportions flies around, everyone sees him and is very happy and is blessed because the wind keeps blowing the windmill for many years to come. Wait a minute, I just remembered there was the windmill, so was it a windmill or lighthouse? I think there's a lighthouse. Either way, I think it's the windmill. I only remember, and I'm reviewing the movie. All I know is that the Lugia is restoring wind to a windmill, whether it's the same one they worked on or a lighthouse they worked on. I don't know, but I know Lugia helps out, and the movie ends, and Ash goes away. He doesn't get a send-off. He does say goodbye to Lisa and everyone else, but yeah, he doesn't really lose any of his other Pokemon besides Pikachu. He doesn't catch any new Pokemon. He just exists again. Lisa and all the others go away. You see some closure because now that the shady guy helped save the town, one of his nieces or daughter, whatever, loves him again because she finds out, well, even though you kind of lied to me, well, you did save the town in the end, and you caught a new Pokemon that's actually your own. So now you have a friend too, because now he has a Sudowoodo. Everyone's happy, etc., and the movie ends. And then I stayed around for credits because they had a nice ending theme again. Not as nice as the iTunes View theme, but it was still nice and iPod worthy to say the least. And then we finally, because I was wondering the whole credits, what happened to the sick brother, the reason Lisa came to the town. Turns out, over the course of the movie, there's been a narrator who's been on TV talking about the Wind Festival. This sick kid is somehow in his hospital bed being that narrator in a getup, so his injury was a fake? I don't know, but Lisa gets mad and Eevee's now hers instead of the boys. So that's some closure, and that's the 21st movie. Summarized and skimmed over. So what I think of Pokemon The Powerverse overall? Well, I skimmed over most of it. I still really liked the movie. I thought it was a different change of pace for a Pokemon movie, which I hated in Keldeo, but in this movie they got it right. There's barely any battles in the movie. As I mentioned before, Lugia just shows up at the end, and he's like the main poster boy of the movie next to Zero. He's like, Lugia, hi, I'm fat guys, hi, I'm fat, everyone love me. He just shows up and brings wind and is gone. So he's not shoehorned in, which is kind of nice. Zero, on the other hand, does feel shoehorned in, unfortunately, like most mythicals in Pokemon movies do nowadays. Shadow fit in I Choose You, but Zero is just a town legend. It doesn't have much personality, it's just an angry cat that defends Pokemon. Not unlike Lucario from the 8th movie, and Celebi from the 4th movie, and Shaman from the Shaman movie, and Zoroark from the Zoroark movie. There's been so many Pokemon that's defend nature and stuff. It's ridiculous in these Pokemon movies. So this is nothing new. Zero is a lovely Pokemon design, but it doesn't do anything, and it doesn't even use any cool moves because there's not much battling. So yeah, the Zero in the Pokemon anime actually has done more importance than the one in the movie. But needless to say, it is at least here, and the character who helps it, the little girl, is actually a really interesting character with some backstory, and she and Zero get along well. I like those interactions, but overall Zero isn't that really good in this movie. Ash, as I mentioned before, he's an enigma. He doesn't exist. He only has Pikachu. He's like, oh, why? I'm still happy to have fun in this town, and then does nothing for the whole movie. And then helps out because he's a main character, but then, he's just not there. It's Lisa, the new character for the movie, Lisa, who's in the movie, and she's the main character. Of sorts. She's pretty much the first one you see. She's the main one. She catches a Pokemon. She uses that Pokemon to help her. It doesn't evolve, sadly. But she, is a main character. She has the most character development, talks about her past, gets her confidence back, has a sick brother who's not sick, and overall, she's actually a very good character. I'm pretty happy with Lisa. I don't think she'll ever appear in another movie again, because all the other movie protagonists never showed up, sadly. But she's a really good character. I think she and Ash's interactions with getting a new Pokemon was one of my favorite scenes in the Pokemon movie out of any movie ever. So hey, at least that's a good thing. The shady guy, who I don't even remember the name of, he's, a goofball at first, and then goes nice towards the end. It's pretty predictable. Sudowoodo is just there. It's happy. And it's okay. I mean, it was more interesting when he was, actually shady and not truthful. But then afterwards, he just doesn't do much until he's suddenly a hero. Tolan is a relatable character who's nervous about his projects going wrong, and I liked him a lot. And the reason I remembered his name is because he shares it with one of my real-life friends. So that was why I remembered it, because I was like, hey, Tolan, that's one of my real-life friends. I did not know they'd ever name a character that in any anime ever. So yeah, Tolan's an interesting character. The old lady, I don't even think they named her. I'm positive they didn't name her, and if I upload this and find out they did, well, I'm gonna look dumb. She has a lot of character development too, but most of it is kind of angsty and predictable. Even though I kind of got spoiled on this because of the Japanese reaction, I still kind of felt like it was predictable as to what she was doing in town and what would lead up to a redemption. And yeah, the whole reason she even helps out in the end is because she has the key to the lighthouse or windmill, whatever it is. I think it's a lighthouse. I'm pretty sure it's a lighthouse or windmill because the windmill activates when the torch is in. But they need a... I think it's a lighthouse. I don't know. The description will say which one it is. But needless to say, she helps out because she has the key because she owned the place. And she uses that key. And Snubble, the reason it vaporized... I guess I spoiled something I told people to avoid. Anyways, the whole reason her Snubble had something happen to her is because it gave her the key while sacrificing its life. So that's why she's been holding on to the key the whole time, and it comes in handy. So yeah, that's a nice little payoff. And yeah, she's okay. The Sulu guy's the girl is good, Ash is... and Lisa's the best in the movie. So overall, the individual characters and everyone sort of connecting together is a good part of the movie. I liked it overall, but it was not as impactful as the last movie, but still a really solid movie and better than all the ones in Sky Warrior. So I still consider it a very high quality Pokemon movie. I say it's on par with, let's see, Pokemon Range in the Temple of the Sea. Yeah, I think I'll go with that one, because that's a movie I don't like much, but it has good character development, some good music, and everything works fine. And it's not one I'll rewatch much, like this one. I still think it's good. It's a bit better than movie 20 in terms of rewatching, because, there's more uniqueness to it. Well, I like I Choose Do a lot more. It's not one I'll rewatch for a while because of it being, predictable and kind of linear. So I think that was a good movie overall. And yeah, that's basically it. So now I conclude, but like before, I'm going to talk about the dub and the effects and music and all that stuff. So here's my thought on the dub. It's, well, I thought the last one was good. People didn't really agree with me because people don't like Ed Goldfarb's music. But believe it or not, the only thing he did in this movie was the ending theme, which I thought was amazing, like last movie's ending theme. Guess what, though? The Japanese score is kept! Unfortunately, in this movie, I found it very forgettable and boring like they do with all Japanese music in Pokemon nowadays. And it makes me really wish they did that for the last movie instead for this movie, because last movie needed the old music more than anything. This movie only reuses a few Pokemon game things and stuff. So yeah, this movie doesn't really have any good music in it. It's just background noise. It's okay. It's Pokemon anime music. The one that Japanese has been dealing with for a while, but it's pretty boring. Somehow they got Sony Music to cave and we had the real score again. But I don't know, it's just, It's just pretty overall. As I said, the ending is pretty good. And the voice acting is all great in this movie. Everyone does a good job. The walls, none of them I found annoying. None of the Pokemon I found annoying. None of the characters I found annoying. Pretty much all the voice acting is on par. The music, it's retained, so that's a good thing going for it. But I wish the music was better music. The ending theme's good. Pretty much everything dub-wise is real high quality. In fact, since there's nothing cut from the Japanese version, you could directly have the Japanese version like on the Blu-ray with a switch between languages. I doubt it. Viz doesn't ever do that with Pokemon. But hey, it'll be a good first for the movie series to have a Japanese version. Besides the Celebi, besides the Celebi movie trailer in the Forever DVD and the Pokemon Heroes trailer on that same DVD. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the dub and the movie 21. It's, well, good. Nothing I'll remember, but hey, it's a good footnote. remember a lot of people thinking, oh, new Eevee evolution will be announced because Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee are going to come. But no. And I like that because it's not shoehorned in. I thought Eevee might have been because Pikachu and Eevee play in the movie. But no, Eevee's just a popular Pokemon. It fits Lisa well and it works good. It's better than Zero-Oa, so I'll give it props for that. And there's lots of Johto Pokemon in the movie. They aren't in Johto, just some island or place. Fuda City. I finally remember what Fuda City. That's what it is. And yeah, they just call it Fuda City and basically that's it. So what's next? Well, Unscripted Memories I mentioned in the beginning of the video, and Total Memories I mentioned in other videos. But next Pokemon movie is scary because it's a remake of the first movie, Mewtwo Strikes Back. That's a movie I don't like much, mainly because the dubbed ruined it by removing all the music and only one of the dubbed background songs being good in my opinion. Which is sad because in Japanese it's a pretty different movie with Mewtwo being different characterization wise, but I don't think it suffered as badly as movie 2's dub, which has great voice acting, but awful music and, well, not much seriousness. And they made this guy not as handsome as he was. He sounds kind of weird in that dub. So yeah, movie 2 and 1's dubs, well, they keep the background music because they'll use the old background music for this, I assume. Hopefully, maybe, please, Pokemon. They will show off some, hopefully, good stuff from the new Pokemon movie, the Mewtwo remake. But the part that scares me is that it's apparently in full 3D, whether that means full 3D effect with Pokemon popping out, or a full 3D CGI movie like the the awful Digimon X Evolution movie. Well, save us all if that happens, because I don't want this good streak of movies to come to an end 2 years after I Choose Liu, because I really wanted good movies again. I got them with I Choose Liu, got one with this. Volcano was average, but barely good, it was an extended TV episode. Mewtwo Strikes Back was one as well, but it was the first movie, I excused it. I hope they add something to make it interesting, and don't shove in Melmetal. That's my one concern, that they'll just shoehorn in Melmetal or some Gen 8 Legendary, unless it makes sense. Like if they do Mewtwo 3 or Mew 3 or Mewtwo Z, some new Mewtwo form or Mewtwo related thing, fine, it's Mewtwo. It makes sense, it'll build the lore, but don't shoehorn in Melmetal or something else, please. I'm so nervous about this movie because it could be an ugly CGI mess, and I don't even know if it'll follow the old continuity that we have had in old movies, just an alternate universe, because the screenplay is from Takeshi Shudo, which is interesting, and the most promising, because he's the one who made the alternate story for Pokemon that has some interesting changes. I mentioned some of my Veronica Tate interview a few years ago, well, I guess 1.5 years ago. But yeah, Takeshi Shudo's screenplay is being used. Maybe they'll use some unused ideas. Or maybe they'll use that super awesome, ending where Ash and Misty have this child of sorts that they showed off in the preview. Maybe they'll do that and I'll be happy. But, I don't know. It's kind of scary. For all I know, the preview of it from Old Nashuda or whatever will go up as I film this and I'll be terrified or happy. So who knows what that 22nd movie will be. But let's hope for the best. Next year, let's hope I'm not angry. Until next time, bye.